Morning, guys. It's Andrew from 510 Books. It is Saturday, April 12th, 2025. I am getting ready. What do you call it? I'm not going to be working today, but I'm preparing stuff for him for the person I have working here to come in and be able to open the store. But I have to put away all of these donations that I got, so I'm boxing them up to make it easier to contain, because it's going to go back there. And then today, someone is supposed to come by at 12 to pick up all of the VHS tapes, which I had for sale locally. So they seem pretty excited. They said they'll be here. Hopefully that works out so that those can be gone. And yeah. Something that I'm looking into is getting an awning to put up here that would obviously be for people to see my store, but also to provide shade. I don't even know if it's going to work. Now that I look at it, it's so tall because the sun comes in and anything that's on the table here and in most of these shelves over here gets a lot of sun on it. So I'm wondering if an awning would make a difference for that, especially one that came out pretty far. That's a total random thought, but that's something that I'm going to be looking into. I started looking into it yesterday. I don't know how much they cost. All right, let me continue with this. And I probably won't make any more videos until the end of today or possibly even tomorrow. We'll see. So guess what happened with the VHS tapes? They're gone. Look at that. They used to be right here. 8 boxes, and they're all gone. Now I just have those books, which I already talked about. But they were picked up today on Sunday. It's Sunday. I have to leave because my son's soccer tournament continues. But yeah, the person that was supposed to show up yesterday, who was super excited through OfferUp. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. Oh, that's awesome. I was excited. Whatever, right? Didn't show up when I wasn't here. I had someone working, covering for me, and was telling him someone's supposed to show up at 12, didn't show up all day. So anyway, I had probably 10 or 12 people message me through either Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp interested in the VHS tapes. And then someone agreed to show up today, Sunday morning at 8 a.m. And they showed up on time, bought all of them, gave me the money, and they're gone. So I didn't have to throw them out. I made a little extra money, and someone got what they wanted. So it's a win-win. Just to be clear, and by the way, I sold all of those, which was over 300 VHS tapes for $50 locally. So not bad. I had 2 people. One person offered me 35, one offered me 40, but I stuck at 50 because of all the interest. So to be clear, if you're going to try to sell something locally, be prepared. Be prepared to have tons, especially if it's something that people aren't really looking for, you're not going to get much response. But if you get a big response, even if you get a big response, be prepared for lots of people to not respond to your message or to flake. So I had one flake, thankfully only one. And the second person showed up, and everybody else was like, oh, I can't come at that time. I can't come at that time. What about tomorrow, this, that, and the other? And then I locked him in for today, and he showed up. So that was really great. But just be aware that, so this is why I hate selling locally, because you have to have lots and lots of patience. You have to deal with lots and lots of unprofessional, incompetent people, and that's just the world, right? That's why I love selling through eBay. Because they have their rules, and if you break them, you get kicked out. You got to pay. I got to ship my item. It has to be the correct item. All that stuff, right? There's rules, there's regulations, there's boundaries, there's guardrails. So selling locally, there's nothing. It's just a wild, wild west. It's just the chaos of the real world without any rules, essentially. So just keep that in mind. While it's a great idea, yeah, you can sell this, that, and the other locally. Even if it's a sought-after item, which this was, I was surprised by the response, to be honest. But that just tells me that now I should, the VHS tapes that I get donated to me or that I get a hold of, that people that I don't want to put in my store locally, I can put them in big lots and sell them locally, and there should be some interest. So yeah, that's just, you know, even if it's really people are really interested in it, just be prepared for people to flake, not respond to your message. People don't care, right? A lot of people don't care. But anyway, $50. I'm wondering now if I could get more, but I'm happy with $50, right? I mean, considering that those were donated, I'm going to be able to use a bunch of them in my store. I found all those horror tapes that should do well on eBay. So it was a win-win for me, win-win for the person who got all the tapes. And now I freed up space. Let me know if you guys sell locally very, very much. Because it's a numbers game. So I have like 4 or 5 other items that have been up a long time locally. They haven't sold, and I should probably just take them down. They're not big items. But I find if you sell in bulk locally, you can do well, right? Like if I had a bunch of CDs, if I had a bunch of records, I've sold, like there was one time 5 or so years ago when I had a storage unit, more than 5 years ago. I had probably, I don't know, 500, 800, I don't remember how many it was, records. And this woman bought all of them, came with her father in a truck and picked them all up. I don't know if I sold it for $100 or something. It wasn't that much, but I just wanted them gone, and she was happy to take them. And so yeah, so you can do that locally. You just got to be prepared for lots of flakes. This is the 3rd day of this vlog. It's a multi-day vlog. I'm Andrew from 510 Books. It's now Monday, April 14th, 2025, and it is overcast here in Southern California, at least where I am in Southern California, which is about 40 miles, from downtown LA, east of downtown LA. But anyway, so this is the weather we're dealing with today, which is good. I prefer this to the heat that we had on Friday. I'm going to ship 9 eBay items. I'll share them with you when I'm there. And 3 Amazon items, which I didn't even know came in because the Amazon app was not letting me know. That's why I always check the Amazon app in the morning just to make sure that I'm not missing out on a sale to ship a sale. So make sure and do that when you're doing Amazon Merchant Fulfilled, because sometimes it doesn't notify you and then you ship late. One thing I'm super grateful for, and which is a huge advantage of being a reseller, is I don't have to battle traffic on the freeway and drive to a job that requires that. I stay on the streets, stay local for the most part. Of course, if you're going to source somewhere far away, you're gonna have to deal with that if you're going early in the morning, unless you go super early. But yeah, I don't have to be on the freeways very often. All empty, nobody around. Just how I like it in the morning. Clearly, there was lots of drawing going on the sidewalk. I think there was an event on Saturday. My store was open. I have to check the sales to see how it went. So here's everything that's sold on eBay and Amazon individually. So this is eBay, all eBay here on this side. And then these 3 CDs sold on Amazon. I also sold 2 lots as well. So all of these CDs sold on Amazon. This one sold for $4.99. I don't know where I got that one. This is from a donation. This sold this for $6.89. This is a trade back on September of last year. I sold this for $11.15. So all 3 of the CDs sold, the 3 CDs sold on Amazon. And then over here I sold 3 VHS tapes, guys. 3. Marked Man for $17.74. This I bought at a thrift store. This is one I just listed, if you remember, as well as this. These both came from those VHS tape donations. This one sold for $8. Into the Woods. It's sealed. Nickelodeon Rocco's Modern Life with Friends Like These. I took an offer of $12. So that's $20 between those two from that donation of VHS tapes. This one sold for $12. Las Aventuras de Buckaroo Bonsai. It's in Spanish. Boy, that's from a long time ago. That's from like 3+ years ago. $12 on that one. This one, if you remember, I was part of a local buy, all of those vinyl records, as well as there was a bunch of audiobooks. And this one sold for $11.99 plus shipping. Ready for Anything, David Allen. So do not sleep on audiobooks, guys, because some of them will sell fast, some of them will sell for decent money. Again, this is a quick seller. I just listened to this in the last like 2 weeks. Sold for $12. This one, Here Comes Civilization, is signed. Science fiction book. I thought this would sell for more, but it sold for $22. First edition, signed right there. $22 plus shipping. William 10. Complete Science Fiction of William 10, Volume 2. This was the best individual sale here. This is one that I got in a donation a few weeks back from a person locally. I have to contact them again because they said they were supposed to have other items and I haven't heard from them. This is signed by this woman, Virginia Anderson. It's from 1985. I couldn't find one single other copy of this anywhere. Signed by her in 1986. And it says Psychic Sensitivity, Your Telephone Between Worlds. A complete step-by-step guide tells you how to open your psychic centers, etc. So this, clairvoyance, creative meditation, all of this stuff. Interpretation of dreams. Very, very unique book here that is signed by the author. I don't know how many other copies are out in the world, but I couldn't find any. I sold this for $50 plus shipping. So this kind of weird or weird stuff that you can't even find comps for. Base your pricing on the fact that there's no others available. This one happens to be signed, and the niche or the topic is very unique, and that kind of stuff is very popular. Psychic stuff. And then I sold this. This was my highest sale. Grimm's Fairy Tales. Let me see where it was from. This was the donation of 34 boxes of books that I got. Boy, when was that? That was in March. Sorry, that was in February 20th. And this is foreign language Grimm's Fairy Tales. Sold it for $69.99 plus shipping. I think it's in German. I don't want to take it out because it's in there. But if you remember, I shared these with you. And it sold for $69.99. Foreign language, guys. This was a really great sale. Sold super quick. Again, another bunch of VHS tapes from those donations. These are all Spanish language. Cantinflas, very popular. From decades ago, Mexican actor. And a bunch of stuff in there is actually other Spanish language rare movies. So most of it's his stuff, and there's another like 10 or so that are not. And there was 22 of them, I think. Let me see if I have it. I don't know where it is. Let me check. There's 25 of them. Sold it for $34.99. It sold immediately within like a day. So the same genre. VHS tapes sold super fast. Yeah. So really good sales over the weekend. I didn't get 8, I got 9 sales on eBay and 3 on Amazon. So that's total of 12. So not a huge quantity, but I got some really high ones. This one, that one was decent. So sales are sales, guys. In the last week I listed, let's say 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks I listed this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the last month I listed that one. So 4 of the sales were listed in the last couple of weeks. Bottom line is, the more you list, the more you promote your items, the more you send or accept offers, run discount sales, all that kind of stuff, you're going to get sales, period. So I'm going to end the video here because it's been a multi-day video. Hopefully you're having a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.